Hey guys, welcome back to another devlog for Goober Acres. It's been a little bit. I was posting them like crazy, and then yeah, I think it's been like 10 days since I've done one. I have been working on it. It's just been something, to say the least. Um, Last time I talked a lot about changing up the map, how it's saved, and then compressing it. And I've implemented all of that. So I've also implemented a little bit more. So saves now are based off of the player. So if you create a player, then that player is going to have its own version of each map, and then it's going to have its own inventory, its own everything. And then each map is going to be just a bunch of chunks, and then plus all the entities and whatnot. But um, yeah, so I went through, implemented all that. It's not like 100% like sealed and done, but it's pretty close. It took me a while to kind of get it all organized, and it doesn't help that every time I get it where I think I'm done, uh, it I have to change something. But but yeah. So then here we have is a hospital. So I spent a great deal working on getting the buildings built for the town. So here we have a hospital. It looks pretty good. Added some props. Spent a long time trying to figure out the best way to do that, and I think I figured it out. Um, Tables. They all have like hit boxes, which is important. Uh, and then I added doors. I think we already had doors in the past one, but I had to redo it. Um, just because the rotation just wasn't great. It didn't take me that long, but the doors were something. You might notice that the view distance is really low and it's kind of janky and doesn't really make sense. So that's actually LODs. I implemented an LOD system to the game, and these building models don't have LOD models other than close. So the they kind of disappear. I need to add some LEDs models to those or figure out how I'm going to tackle that problem. Um, but yes, we have a hospital. We got like a little forge going on over here. So this is going to be like a store. Go in, buy your forge goods, and then out here there'll be like an anvil and a forge. Uh, it might be easier if I just fly around. So here we got like the warehouse. Um, it's a warehouse. It's pretty small, but you got your unloading areas. Just made a barn just because mostly because I felt like it. And then you got a little shop here. It's just sell your general goods, not like forged goods. Another shop. I think I also made a house. I could try to spawn it in. I don't know if. Let's see. Spawn build 0 house. There we go. Made a little house. Um, yeah. So spent a lot of time on that. Another thing that I was working on. Let's see here. Get the actual map. This is just my test maps. Get the actual map loaded in here. Um, Takes longer than I would like sometimes, but so yeah, here this is where you really can see the LODs in action. Uh, like if you look out in the distance, like you can probably tell, like especially like right there, because we're close to it. All the plants are just squares, and like the trees, it's harder to tell with the trees because they're so far away, but they're actually just billboard sprites. They're not even models. Um, I do need to find a good sweet spot with these LEDs, so it's the transition isn't as brutal as that is, because that's pretty brutal. But they are unfortunately necessary. It'd be a lot more convenient if I didn't have to do that. But um, it's just when you have this huge view area like I do here, it is, it's just not gonna happen. You have to have LODs. Even on my computer, I have a great graphics card, so it's just it's gonna have to happen, unfortunately. I spent some time working on the um, mini map. See, right now the mini map and the map are all loaded in like in real time, or rendered during like runtime, which causes a huge lag spike. But when the game ships, it'll just be a picture. Just load the picture. It won't be any lag or anything. But yeah, so we have this whole map here. Um, when you the whole map, maybe I should kind of spread out these biomes a little bit because there's so much going on that, or add more variety to it before release. But this is what we got, and this is 16,000 by 16,000, which is 4 times the size of the previous map that I was talking about. And on the hard drive, it takes up less than half of that, which is pretty sweet. Just because I implemented that compression system I was kind of talking about, where chunks are just compressed, saved, and then uncompressed when needed, which is very handy. Um, so yeah, it's been a lot of that. I haven't touched the shadow map. The shadow map is still being a bugger, but what can you do? I have a plan that might work to fix it, which is cascading shadow maps. I just have to find a way to implement that without adding additional lag, because if you don't know, shadow maps require you to draw everything twice, or at least everything shadowed twice, and that kind of adds up a lot to the lag. I mean, so I don't know. I'll have to find a good middle ground there for sure. Um, but yeah, and then I was getting very bored working on all these systems and not working on actually cool stuff. So I added a tractor, I added a four-wheeler, um, and I kind of reworked the what's it called? I worked the physics of the tractors a little bit, so you can kind of like see that like we could jump, which is kind of sick. Uh, and then we can, if you look at the actual model itself, it kind of forms to the terrain a little bit to kind of give it like a way less of a blocky look. This is a little bit extreme with the speed and the height. I just scaled a very steep mountain there. Also clipping through the ground a little bit, but yeah, I was bored, so I decided that'd be fun, and it is pretty fun. I ain't gonna lie, I could do this for a while, um, but yeah, when I initially was messing with the model, kind of forming to the terrain, which kind of would make sense. I also had it rotate on the side as well, but that fell into a huge issue of just the car was just going everywhere. It was like it worked, like it looked good, but like when you're riding in the car, it just like the car was just shaking like crazy. And so I figured we'll just stick to one axis of rotation, and it won't look as good, but it'll feel so much better, but it won't look as good, if that makes sense. But so yeah, this is what I've been working on. Been pretty good. I want to get these towns fixed and finished. Um, I'm going to transition. I don't know if this is going to cause a crash, but see, yeah. So this is like the old town HUD. It has your warehouse, has all your work orders and stuff. And I've been thinking about it a lot. It'll be a lot more annoying to do it this way, but I think it'll be a lot more beneficial to the game to do it this way, where the player um, will interact with NPCs to open up shops, interact with NPCs to get quests. I just think that'll be a lot more fulfilling and like rewarding than you just go to the town, hit a button, and then everything the town has to offer is just there. It's kind of, I don't know. It'd be better and worse, because if you're really impatient, the one-stop shop would be a lot quicker and easier for you. But if you want to actually interact with some NPCs and talk to them a little bit, um, you know, the other way would be better. So yeah, so I'm gonna have to keep working on that, get that set in. But yeah, that's where we're at. I'm really shooting and hoping for a release sometime in July. I think that might be ambitious, or I should say too ambitious. Did the game crash? Oh no, it just froze. Might be too ambitious, but I would love to have it out in July. But I'm not gonna release it until it's ready. So if it's not ready in July, it's not ready. Um, but yeah, gonna keep working on it, fix these towns, build some more maps, really kind of try to balance things out, finish any systems I haven't already, and then I'm gonna start transitioning into multiplayer. So, alrighty, thank you for watching.